and I haven't seen the Varus in forever. So it's going to be very interesting to see how much he can actually do versus his Lucian.
I think we've probably not seen a Varus since last time Genja played it.
Pretty much.
Which is when he was actually going for the tier of the goddess. We'll see if he goes back
and
to that.
And that was horrible. Don't remind me about that time.
I remember watching that with many, many players in the play lounge thinking, what is he doing right now? But Genja does what he likes, as do the rest of Gambit, and generally, well, it works out because they've won a lot of trophies.
I actually recall Gambit banning away the Varus themselves just to make sure he didn't get the Varus pick, at least from Alex in interviews. That shows how bad the tier build was.
So, as it is, everybody standing around looking at each other down that river line. Never really seen too much engages, but I am really interested to see how this mid lane matchup is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, Lulu is a lane bully, especially now when he's starting with the Thorns ring, so he has a lot of early game damage. You can also shove the wave. Kayla, on the other hand, is very good at shoving back, so I don't expect to see too much action, more farm-wise. And I'm not really sure how gank is going to work with the Evelynn coming in. You don't really provide any hard CC, and you don't really have too much early game damage. If Alex, though, goes with the Korean style of build, it's going to be something like an Athens into a Lich Bane or Athens into Death Cap and Lich Bane, and you have a lot of focus on, you know, poking turrets and getting you some starting damage.
Edwards swinging his chain. We saw his Indiana Jones-like styles lashing in on Fnatic last week. It worked out very well for him, so no surprise that he went with that as one of the first picks for Gambit. As it stands, we are having a rotation here. Looks like it's going to be Forgiven Unlimited heading towards the top against Darien.
And this was the lane swap we talked about in Champ Select. Copenhagen was the love to do it. They trust so much in their own lane swap abilities. So for them, swapping up here, giving them full vision of Diamond, or at least trying to force Diamond out in a lane where he can only defend, is pretty smart. Because Evelynn, in a 2v2 scenario bot lane, she won't really be able to do much.
Well, amazing starting off on the blue buff. Not using the smite there, by the way. Noticed that in the start, so we'll see whether he makes it try and go for an invade. At the moment, it looks like he's going his standard route, so it's a little surprising he didn't use that smite early on.
He got such a good pull from this bot lane that he didn't really have to use it. He can go straight for his red now, pick it up, and then just do a normal clear from there.
So as these lane matchups do switch around, we'll keep our eye on what they do. Wukong is a champion that works very well from the jungle, but it's Darien that's getting focused on this top lane. Stun not quite landing out there, but Flames, you can see the damage on Darien. But Darien's one of those players that just doesn't mind this sort of matchup. He will just sit and farm, sit on his turret. He's not too bothered about it, whereas we see Youngbuck already backing off.
Yeah, and Darien has his teleport, so if he should go too low, he can recall, teleport back in lane and not lose too much. So I actually expect him to get quite a lot of farm. Trundle is very good at last hitting, like we just saw under the turret, with his Q, picking up, you know, the CS he needs, and also staying in XP range.
We'll see whether Diamond decides to come and help. Doesn't look like he is. He's heading back off. He's got that double buff. We'll see if he starts sitting on that middle lane as well, because remember how much they camped on Peke in the Fnatic game.
Yeah, they really want to shut down Peke there. But one thing we have to touch on with both junglers, they really want the level 6 before they do the real ganks, before they start the real fights. So for them right now, just farming it away or trying to defend the turret is pretty much the normal way, normal route to go for both of them.
Darien getting stunned up heavily on the tower, has to force the flash this time around. Now he will have to back off. That's some good damage from the Wolves.
And it was actually smart enough by Darien. Yes, he had to blow his flash, but he got some of the CS he needed. And we see Diamond now closing in on Cartot in the mid lane.
Looking to go for a gank here. Will he head off towards him? He's well away. He's going to have to force that flash. It's a good slow glitter lance from Alex Ich, but he's not going for it. Hey, Diamond is still lingering there. He's got the double buff on him, but Kautar's maybe sensing something's up here.
Again, there's no hard CC from Lulu. She needs to land a full combo to actually get the slow in, and then Evelynn can come in and they can maybe force a flash. Kill potential is not there yet. If, however, they do manage to take the flash away, they put a lot of pressure on Kautar.
No, they have no vision of that Evelynn. Not seen him in a long time around the jungle, so no surprise. But Diamond sneaks around unseen, I believe, there on Kautar.
Completely unseen, yes. He's just going to keep farming. Amazing is doing the same, taking his jungle camps and then maybe going back to bot lane to defend. The flash blown top lane from Darien, unless Copenhagen Wolves actually goes up to dive him, it won't really change much. He got some of the CS he needed and some of the XP, and he just TP'd back in the lane. So he's actually level 4 already to the level 3 of Renekton.
And he came back with that regrowth pendant, gave himself some more health regen along with those pots, which you can see he's chugging through. Amazing, warding out that death, but trying to get vision of Diamond to catch him going down that river. As it stands, it is farming back and forth. So let's check a look at those farming figures. Forgiven at the moment, heading off Genja. No surprise there, Lucian up against a Varus, although they're in different lanes, of course, but winning out in that CS battle.
Yeah, he's winning it right now. That's actually what they need. I'm very surprised by Diamond using so much focus in the mid lane. Clearly, they don't even mind all the tower damage they're taking top lane right now. So Diamond just wants to set something up in the mid.
Well, he's very far forward. Now he's just spotted him. Realised has to get that speed buff. Heals himself up and just backs away from that one. So doesn't manage to land it. And again, still not yet hit level 6.
He hasn't hit the level 6 mark. It's kind of what he needs for the real ganks. And right now, Kauta is just out farming Alex. He keeps shoving him down to the turret. He's not even scared of the gank.
And the bottom Youngbuck still only level 4, but he's up against 2 level 4s in lane. Top lane we do see Darren already hit 5 as well, so of course that does mean when Youngbuck had to back off a little bit early. Darian, no problems at all in his top lane anymore. He is just farming out quite happily.
And he has so much health regen right now that even though if he does get poked, he can just heal it back up with health regen, and his passive giving him, you know, every time he kills a minion, he gets some life back.
Youngbuck can't really have the same set for him. He seems to be struggling a little bit here as Renekton, and look at Edward winding it up, ready to just keep him at bay.
Yeah, he might be struggling HP-wise, but he's actually holding his tower really well. It has barely been touched, also due to amazing coming down defending before. He won't be able to help when this wave hits in because he has to recall now.
You do see Gambit, we're freezing the lane off here as well, keeping Youngbuck starved from that CS, whereas the top lane, of course, they're trying to shove it as quick as possible into that tower.
And it's smart by Copenhagen Wolves, actually, because the tower is so much lower than the bot one, so they can take it and rotate down bot and not lose any turrets for this lane swap. At the same time, Evelyn hasn't been able to do much in the early game. He is level 6 now, though, and closing in on the top lane.
And they haven't hit 6 either, so Tib is not available should they require all the culling. Whereas Darren, you do see at level 6, will be able to steal away their stats, and it looks like they may well go for something here.
And notice, oh, he's going in for the kill.
He's going to go in towards Unlimited. That's going to be the focus target. Evelyn should have the damage to finish him off there. Has to force the flash, but look at Darian. He's just coming through. They're trying to give it to him. It will be Evelyn that takes it now. Forgiven's going to be focused on there. Is it going to be enough? Forces the flash out of Forgiven as well. We did see Wukong was coming up to join this fight, but he is too late.
And he's only level 5, so he wouldn't really be able to do too much in this. Diamond got the early level 6 because he was farming the jungle and he took some XP in the mid lane, so he could go up early gank. I don't think Copenhagen Wolves expected him to be level 6 already, and that's why they kept pushing up.
Well, that piercing arrow continues to do damage on Youngbuck, but it is going to be the bottom lane pairing of Genja and Edward backing off to make some purchases. Wards on towards the dragon, of course. That's something that Gambit do focus heavily on. We'll have to keep our eyes on that one. Blue buff was just given across the Coutard in the mid lane. Same is going to happen to Alex Hitch on Lulu in the mid lane. Don't think I'd ever say that.
Lulu in the mid lane. I think we should get used to it, especially if he managed to win this game and we actually see how strong Lulu can be. Right now, though, he's kind of struggling in the lane, and Coutard is just getting stronger and stronger as this game will go on.
God help solo queue after this match finishes. It's not the place I'd want to be right now because there's going to be Lulus everywhere. Yeah, Alex Hitch can do it. Well, not quite the same level. Whoa! Mistake there. Alex Hitch just spotted it. Double chalice was purchased there. Had to sell it quickly.
Oh, you really spotted that one fast. Were you actually directly looking at the items?
I just happened to be thinking about items.
Talking about the items, the thing I noticed right now is the fact that Diamond has gone for more AP route. We saw him building, you know, the Blades of the Ruined King and, you know, more AD heavy before in Evelyn. Now he's actually picked up AP as the first item. He might be going in for something like an early DFG.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really switch across. Maybe DFG. I have no idea what build you go with on Lulu here. I mean, you talked about maybe in Athene's early on, which is obviously what the Chalice will fill into, but rushing a DFG, is that a risk?
And Lulu, sorry, I was talking about the Evelyn before.
Oh,
the DFG
I thought you were talking about
No.
Lulu. I was going to say rushing a DFG on Lulu. Okay.
That would surprise me a lot.
That would surprise me as well.
He wants to go for the Athenes first. You know, it's all he needs for the MR versus Coutard. He gets cooldown reduction, he gets the mana he needs, and he gets some good base AP. After that item, the question is, do we go Lich Bane or Death Cap? And if he does go Lich Bane, I'm actually looking very much forward to see what he can do.
Oh, trade back and forward. Alex might be in trouble here. Coutard will follow this one through. The E, of course, doing work. Slicing on towards Alex, but he just managed to land that glitter lance to keep him at bay. Amazing, looking to push on top lane. This could be a 3-man pile-on. Darian's already backing away from it though. That's going to be the tower going down. Tries to get straight on towards him with that cyclone, but he will back off. First tower for the Wolves.
First tower. Sorry, my voice cracked once more. Anyway, first tower gone down. They can now rotate bot. Smart move by Gambit. They spot the jungler top lane. Instantly they go for the dragon. They know it will be uncontested. And Genji is actually staying bot lane just to farm, because they don't even need him. They know there's no chance Copenhagen Wolves will contest this dragon.
The Danish in you getting excited about the Wolves taking down that first tower, I'm sure. Dragondo for Gambit, of course, does trade off the objectives.
Oh, unlimited mid lane.
Alexic in trouble here. That's going to be a flash. Tibbers, not even a flash used. In fact, he's going to be Kautar getting on towards him. Has to use that wild growth. Will save himself. So, one ulti burn for another.
And now they maybe want to try and shove down this lane. Tibbers could tank the turret, but no, backs off. Renekton in the bot lane had to blow his ultimate. Sadly though, the hook from Edward didn't hit him.
Diamond coming around just to secure off that middle turret. Darien also close by, and then they realise that Limited, I think they were looking for the dragon there. I don't think they even realised that Gambit had taken it, so they have no timer on that one right now. They're going to have a rough idea.
Yeah, they had no vision, and at the same time, Alex didn't move from the mid lane, so there wasn't really anything giving it away, other than Edward was missing from the lane, but he could have gone back to shop, so that's why they didn't expect the dragon actually to be gone.
So we do see the lanes on the bottom lane matching up once again. Forgiven and Unlimited has got that BF sword. Bloodthirster almost completed by him. Meanwhile, we do see Genji. He went a very different route here. He has gone for that Bambrick Scepter, but had to go for the double door into the boots.
Yeah, Genji's gone, you know, I don't have enough money for BF sword route, and just save laning, and we see Diamond again closing in on Kautar in the mid lane.
Kautar does get polymorph, but they're not going to chase on through it. Instead, they will back off, and is taking some damage. We see Amazing maybe also stepping in towards his mid lane. Maybe going to try and set up a gank. They realise Alex was low, which is why he's backing off.
Touching back on the items from the AD carries, it's actually quite an issue for him that you now have a BF sword on Lucian. He has a lot more damage to bring out, and Gambit will actually have to rely on maybe Diamond coming down, landing the chain from Genji, and then setting something up.
Well, Spectral Wraith was picked up by Diamond, of course, and also Athene's was taken by Alexic. So expected items for those two. We'll see which way Darien goes in that top lane, because it looks like he's going for the Hydra straight away.
The Hydra's for more basically split pushing. He wants to be able to constantly shove Youngblood down. He's level 9 to level 7, so he doesn't even care about Youngblood being there. There's no threat for him actually dying to him, and if he can keep expanding this lead, keep shoving down the waves, he's going to be the constant pressure against Copenhagen Wolves, and this is what Darien loves to do. He wants to drag people up to him, up to gank him, and then Gambit do something else on the map.
But my issue with that, if Darien is going to go head towards, get that damage, get the shove in, there's no one at the moment that would be able to stop Kautar if he starts getting going.
No, and that is an issue about Gambit's combo, also teamfight-wise. They don't really have too much. Oh, we see Ulti coming in.
Chain of Corruption onto Forgiven, followed in by the hook, the lash. The box goes down, but it's going to be Unlimited. They switch across. They want to get both targets. Forgiven's taken so low, might get away. No, the flash once again. Edward lashing, whipping out on towards him. And now Unlimited's going to be focused. Diamond's going to have to back away from this one, though. Hasn't got the damage to follow it up. May take a tower hit as well. He does. It's going to take him low. Unlimited can't follow through.
But this was so smart by Gambit. We just talked about how they were behind in items in the bot lane. They call down the jungler. They use both Fresh and Genji to set up an easy gank.
Teleport in the mid lane. That's Darien coming down to make sure that middle tower is covered off. I'm not too sure whether he was needed there, because Alex had already cleaned up the wave. It does give Youngblood time to push on towards that free top lane.
And Youngblood just have to try and get all the farm and XP he can at this point, because he is behind. He needs to catch up to this Trundle so he can actually bully the Trundle out and therefore put the pressure, you know, on Copenhagen Wolves' side. The issue for him is there's teleport on Darien. He just used it, but it will be up later on, and then he can try and set up plays with Gambit.
Oh, both junglers desperately having to tank out the blue buff there. Both mid laners slow to react, but blue buffs have been given across them. 2,000 gold apparently is the advantage that the blue buff gives you, according to the keen Reddit statisticians. We'll see if that makes any difference though, because as both mid laners have picked that up. How do we see the power rankings at the moment? They're up to level 10. Both are farmed pretty well. You can see Kautar slightly ahead. How is it matching out so far in the first 10 levels?
Well, Kayle taking time bomb. We have seen it time and time again. If you do get to your late game point, you can just start one-shotting people. Her Q has a 1-to-1 AP ratio. So once you get to that point where you really can ditch out a lot of damage with your depth cap, for instance, you can't really deal with it, and you have to either burst him down instantly or try and shove him out of the fight. And we know how Copenhagen Wolves fights. You know, they like to stay together as a team, and they like to play very coordinated and very passive in the team fights. Gambit, the Lulu pick, I'm not sold on it yet. I need to see what he can actually do in the team fights and how Gambit plays with it. You do have the Lantern, the Pillar, and the Slow from Alex to set up some good kiting.
Amazing was looking to go for a gank in that bottom lane, but immediately Edward comes forward. And actually, I think he warded over the wall. Actually, if we look across just to the left-hand side, you'd see there's a ward gone over the wall. Didn't put it in the tri-bush because he knew there was a pink in the tri-bush. Instead, warded it further away. There it is, just on your screen there. Just
outside of the range of the pink ward, so they will spot him coming in. He can still try and stealth in, but it will require Gambit to push up a lot more. And as long as they can keep the lane right here, they're safe.
Oh, wow. Alex Itch does get a kill. We'll check that out in a moment with the replay. But right now, the bottom lane is the focus. We can see Edward maybe thinking of going for something. Not going to happen. Diamond is coming down to that bottom. But it seems they will back away from that one.
Yeah, they do have the lands on Doe on Edward, so they can set up a very easy gang with Diamond like we saw before. Alex getting the kill in mid lane. He didn't even use his ultimate.
So that would have been a straight up. I'm not even sure how he'd burst him down too long. It had to be Coutard sticking around in lane for just that little bit too long, maybe on low health.
Coutard must have completely underestimated the damage from Lulu. And just when we talk about how not sold on the Lulu pick yet, then he picks up like a free kill without even doing anything for it other than his ignite.
Well, here's the replay. Let's check this out. Yeah, he has to say he was already low on the damage.
He was low, you know, Alex chopped him in, and then he stayed. Oh, the Pixie was on him. He activated the Q, picked up the kill.
Well, that is... And in all fairness, how often in solo queue would he have come up against this matchup? We'll get back to that in a moment. Diamond was waiting in the wings, maybe looking for it. He's not spotted out by the ward, I don't think.
No,
because that's not a vision. The ping has been cleared out.
The ping has been cleared, so they have probably seen him cleared, and then he... You know, he went away, and then he moves back in. That's kind of the bait you can do. Dragon is up again, and he's starting it. No wards for Copenhagen Wolves in this area, so they don't even know he's starting it.
He should be able to focus it down solo as well. Hasn't got any help at the moment. We'll see whether he does get any help at the moment. Nope, it's going to be a straight solo kill. Diamond, no problems.
And Diamond's going this completely mixed item build again, where he's going for some AD and some AP. He's now picked up a Hex Stringer to try and shut down some of the burst from both Coutard and also Unlimited.
Well, the Ravenous Hydra has also been picked up in that top lane by Darien, or the Tiamat building into it as it is. And you can see, in terms of farm, they are actually pretty close to two top laners, but it's the bottom lane we can see. Amazing was waiting in the wings, but I don't think they're going to go for anything here. They're going to have to tower dive.
Yeah, they will have to tower dive it, and if you don't know where Evelyn is, there's no ping wards from Copenhagen Wolves, so they have no idea where Diamond is. And if you do start a dive and he's there, you're pretty much going to give 2 or 3 kills to Gambit, and that can cost a lot in this game, so you don't really want to take the risk unless you know where Diamond is.
Speedy reactions in that bottom lane, taking the Lantern the second that Forgiven moved in to try and get some quick burst damage down on towards him. So, Bloodthirster was completed by Forgiven, but he hasn't backed off, and he's lacking mobility when you look at Genja.
He's lacking mobility, but that's also why Copenhagen Wolves was playing so passive. Every time something happens, you know, they're just moving backwards, pick up the CS they need, and then back off. The wards from them just got removed in this bush, so it's very scary for them actually to move forward. And Alex, he just keeps going for Coutard.
Yeah, he's really focusing on towards him, keeping the pressure down, but Coutard's trying to give as good as he can get. But again, we see the burst that Alex has on Lulu.
And there's a lot of burst, and the fact that he can put his E onto Coutard and then Q him twice. That's, you know, you can't really dodge it when the Pixie is already on you. So he has so much poke when he has this blue buff and solo cooldown. He's actually going for this.
Intervention being used immediately by Coutard. Will he time it wrong? That's the question. Alex Itch should have the bonus now. Puts the wild growth down.
Oh,
is he going to land the last Pixie? No! It's on him, but not quite going to be enough. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, they're going to focus on towards Unlimited. Flashes out of it. Edward trying to get the lash on there. That's very low health on Genja. Alex Itch also very low. Must have gone for a trade. Youngbuck came in to support.
Wow, so much action going on right now. Alex almost picked up the kill. And we see Diamond, he's staying bot lane. He wants to fight for this one. He doesn't have his ultimate though.
Cyclone's available from Amazing, so they may try and go for that tower dive, which is why you see Diamond being so cautious. Edward needed to land that hook. Meanwhile, teleport coming in down the bottom. That's going to be Darien joining the fight. Cyclone was used, and Amazing, how's he going to get out of this one? It's going to be Unlimited going down. Amazing's trying to get away from this one. He can't be enough. Pillar of Filth goes down, does lock him down. Amazing's in all sorts of trouble. That's going to trade back and forward. Look at the river though. Youngbuck coming down now. Can he get on towards Genja? He's going to chase on towards this one. Diamond is also low. Darien doesn't care about Genja, but he may care about Forgiven's Lucian beating on him from behind, but instead he just walks away without any problems. Only Darien can.
Alright, so basically everything starts with Unlimited going in with the tippers. Diamond is there for the counter gank. They pick up the kill, and then the Diamond comes in from behind when actually Copenhagen Wolves chases up because Amazing went in there, got the kill. Teleport comes in from behind from Darien, sets everything up. You know, everyone is bot lane. Renekton is moving bot. The only one not there was actually Coutard, and then Alex because he had to recall. So much action going on, and it's just counter ganks non-stop, and everyone, like the junglers, are just following each other around.
I suddenly feel that Coutard's not enjoying that mid lane duo with Alex Itch there. At the moment, he seems to be losing out on it every time there's a trade, but he's going to be getting a blue buff here, as will Alex in just a moment.
Yeah, after the first few items for Lulu, she's having so much damage. Alex can't deal with, Coutard can't deal with this at the moment. He had the, the early game pressure, but now with the Fiends and almost a Lich being completed from Alex, he just can't do anything against him.
And you can see again, he's putting that pressure back onto Coutard, takes the tower hit, doesn't care about that. It's that little speed boost. He does need to be careful if Amazing decides to join this fight, though.
Yeah, Amazing can come in. He has his ultimate ready just in a few seconds. No flash, though, so Alex... Well, Alex doesn't have a flash. He's actually going for this one.
He's going to go in. He's going to try and get on towards him. Cyclone will not be popped. Instead, Wild Growth bumps Amazing away. And Alex is close. This time, Diamond going to come and help him as well.
But that was a perfect timed ultimate from Alex. It actually knocked Wukong away. So if he had started his ultimate, Alex might have been just out of range and he wouldn't have done anything because there was no flash at the moment for Amazing.
Now Young Buck's going to go on towards Alex. The rest of the team are close by. Instead, just pops the shield on himself. Diamond again. He was just heading up to the Wolves and comes straight back.
And now they have to defend this mid turret. Kale is there, Amazing is there, and Young Buck is closing in.
Darian's coming down the river as well. He's going to try and join this fight, but it is the Copenhagen Wolves putting the pressure on there. You see Diamond being a problem. Kautar does take a tower hit, and again, Gambit defend out the middle turret.
But this shield from Alex is, they take, fight bot lane.
Chain of Corruption does land on towards Forgiven. We see the box coming out, but it's going to be Gambit. Edwards is going to have to run away from this one. And Limited trying to pull the pressure back, but look at this, Genja putting the Colin down. No, it's going to be Forgiven. Who's going to win the fight? It will be Genja. On towards Unlimited now. The pressure, the hook, not going to land. But you see Diamond coming in around the side. He's got the damage. He just takes him down without any trouble.
And Genja manages to pick up the kill, almost 1v1 in the end. Forgiven, he flashed into Genja and kind of wasted it for no reason at all. He could have tried to flash away at least to, stay safe. Another fight mid.
Again, intervention used, Wild Growth used. Who's going to win out the duel this time around? It's going to be Kautar. That was tight.
I don't even know what to say about this mid lane matchup because they just keep killing each other back and forth. Now we see a fight in top.
But I'm not sure what you're calling a fight, but I'm not sure how close it's going to be. Young Buck is just going to walk away, doesn't need to pop Dominus. Standard top lane.
Alright, so back to the mid lane one. They just keep taking kills back and forth on each other. And they're just so even in the farm as well. This mid lane matchup is so weird to watch, and I'm actually really enjoying it.
Well, Young Buck again very low. This time he may have to pop Dominus. Darian happy to take a couple of tower hits, and look at it, he's just regenning more than he takes damage. But he's got to be careful because Kautar is coming around the side. Young Buck trying to bait him into this one. It may well work. Dominus gets popped. In comes Kautar. Pillar does manage to cut him off the side, but the slow goes down. They should have enough, but Darian flashes away. Can he dice his way away from this one? Kautar should close him down. One more hit will do it.
There we go. Darren, as we know him, he likes to overextend. He doesn't really care if he's about to get ganked. Kautar uses this. He goes up, picks a free kill. Getting a free kill on Kale is a huge deal, especially right now when he's so close with Alex in the mid lane and you're just trading back and forth. Dragon though, Gambit picked up the first two. They're actually setting up for this again. Double pink wards, no vision for Copenhagen Wolves in this Dragon area.
There's the Dragon up, as you mentioned. Pink wards all being put down, and again, Amazing looking to go for Alex hit. Cyclone is available. It's going to try and go for it, but Alex, look at that, smelling it the moment he comes near. No ward coverage there, just simply detected it then by the movements of Kautar.
Yeah, by the move, Kautar went like a little bit too aggressive, so he smelled it out, backed off. He does have both his flash and ultimate on Lulu though, so he will be fairly safe, but you kind of want to save them for this potential team fight at Dragon.
Pink wards is going to get spotted out by Amazing. Wasn't quite sure whether he'd see that one, and he does. Take it down, no problem there. 30 gold given. Diamond with that red buff. Again, it's Alex X they're going to focus on. They're trying to drive him, trying to take him low, but I feel like every time they have this trade, Alex comes out on top.
Well, they want to force a lot of his mana away as well because Lulu is very mana hungry. They actually started the fight down here.
And they can see it's Amazing. They tried to start out the Dragon. The Cyclone was popped. Is it going to be enough? Because you can see Alex is joining the party. That's going to be a great chain of corruption. But Genja with the Wild Growth on him should be safe. Amazing taken low. He's going to get dropped down. Edward comes in. He flashes away. Kautar's the next focus. Nothing he can do about it. Alex is picking up another kill. Can they land the Glitter Lance on towards him? Edward's going to give chase here. There is a tower up. They've got to be very careful. Alex is really getting taken low there. Darian just quickly bullying them out, forcing them away. Alex will be saved.
And a very messy engage from here from Copenhagen Wolves. They got touch on from both sides. Lucian wasn't even in the fight because Edward moved up together with Genja and they kind of collapsed on them with Alex and Diamond coming from behind and also Darian coming in. So it's a bit of a messy fight for Copenhagen Wolves and it's definitely not the one they wanted to take.
It's another trade and another Dragon for Gambit, which means they continue to get that giant advantage. 7,000 gold now, still in the lane phase I feel here. It's been a very long lane phase considering they took that tower down in the top so early on, but it is Gambit that are ahead with 9 kills to 3.
But try and notice the item builds from Gambit at this point. They're going full on magic resist. They really want to make sure that Kautar is not able to kill anyone with his burst. They don't even care about the fact that Wukong, Renekton and Lucian are all physical damage. It might actually end up hurting them in the end.
Well, they're going to try and push for this middle turret. Alex is going to come around too late though to defend it. Glitter Lance just cleaning out that wave and just knocking it down. And as it is, Oh, Darien again, pinged out. I think they're going to try and collapse on towards him, but he should be able to walk. No, he was going towards the blue. That may well have been his life, though. He's going to get caught out, stunned by Youngbuck. Can the rest of the team close in? No, he's just going to pop that and run away.
And this time he managed to get out. He didn't have his flash, and meanwhile, Genji and Edward just putting so much pressure on this bot lane. They're actually winning it so far. The last 2v2 fight they had, Genji picked up the kill on Forgiven. So far, this Varus pick is actually working.
And Genji purposely leaving that tower up with one last hit so it would take down those last 3 minions. Clever play from Gambit as always. And it does mean the turret will go down. So Gambit pushing along the bottom lane. There's 3 members here. Alex is just lingering around that jungle area. Now maybe going to go towards the middle.
And one thing we have to give Gambit a lot of credit for is the fact we talked about how Alex needs the assassins to roam around the map and set up kills. Right now, the bot lane and the top lane and Diamond Prox has actually been winning by themselves. They didn't need Alex to make plays. Alex has just been in the mid lane, fighting with Karthus back and forth. So very strong play overall, especially from the bot lane and also the jungle from Gambit.
And you know, we talked about Diamond Prox so many times throughout the years of League of Legends, and again, he's 3-0-4. Evelyn working out. Nobody else is picking Evelyn right now. He's the only one that's going back with it, just like he did with Lee Sin way ago, just like he did with Gangplank, if I remember, of all things, in Shyvana. Again, he just figures out builds.
Yeah, and well, he's also the only one who would ever think of this build. Look at it. He's going towards something like a Randuin's, maybe Spirit Visitor or Banshees. Also, he has, the starting build for an Hourglass, and also he has a Hexdrinker. Nobody ever thinks of a build like this. It's so hybrid, it's both tanky and damage-wise, and it's working out for him.
Just a lot of solo queue games maybe that's worked in towards this one. We did hear about their solo queue actions, their exploits. 5 members of Gambit here closing in on towards the middle lane turret. The Wolves are responding. Darien just waiting for someone to come around the side, but I feel Gambit may bully him away from the tower here.
And we'll see how much Gambit's combo can actually do. Darien catching out Youngbuck in the back. Not much happening. It is the tank trade. But I'm really looking forward to see how much Gambit can do with this combo. Will they take like a straight on 5v5 and try and burst down one? And how much damage is this Lich Bane actually doing on Alex?
And of course, Gambit, every time they keep pressure on, they do manage to start taking some jungle resources. The red buff will be picked up by Forgiven, though, so that's going to be locked away. Genja completely left the lane once again. No surprise, it's something we always see from Gambit. He's just going to push out that bottom lane. And Copenhagen Wolves, they're going to try and capitalize on this. They're pushing through the mid. Yeah, they want to try and set something up while Genja is gone. At the same time, Darien also went out of sight. So they want to, pressure where they can and try and get back some gold. They are continuing to push. Genja now coming up
there. Look at Diamond from behind.
Diamond's going to come around. Remember, if he can land that big stun, he's going to get caught out. Youngbuck just keeping him at bay, but look at that. He feels he's got the damage to come around. Income Chain of Corruption doesn't land. Intervention missing as well. Piercing Arrow not doing the damage. And that's a great Cyclone coming out from Amazing, but have they got the damage? It's going to be Youngbuck being taken down by Genja. The pressure on towards him. Kaldar's going to get dropped by Alex. They're going to continue to chase, pushing on towards that tower. And again, the Piercing Arrow forcing the Wolves away.
And the box from Edward right here prevented any movement from Copenhagen Wolves. Amazing went in, popped his ultimate, but nobody could follow. Youngbuck was already low and he tried to get back in, but he couldn't even move. So much slower come down from Gambit. Both Varus has the slow, you have the slow on Trundle, you have the slow on the box from Edward, and also you have Alex with his Q doing so much, to reduce your movement speed. So Gambit right now, just making sure Copenhagen Wolves can even move in these fights.
Well, they brute force their way in towards the one middle turret. Can they take the inner turret down? It looks like they will. This is going to be an easy pickup for Gambit. And wow, just like that, Copenhagen Wolves lose themselves the entire vision of the mid lane.
And just out of respect for Diamond, obviously Evelyn also has a slow. So he has 5 champions providing, slow. Not too much direct hard CC, but more the fact that they can just make sure Copenhagen Wolves can never reach them in these fights and always move a little bit backwards, take a kill when they need it. And that was this fight they won with a missed Chain of Corruption.
Yeah, but also the fact that they didn't have the vision at the side, so they were focused so much on the front 4 of Gambit, they completely ignored the AD carry at the side, Genja, who now has himself a Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, and a Guardian Angel, doing the damage from the side for free. Yeah,
pretty much they didn't even touch him, because Amazing went for both Edward and Alex in the back line. So again, you just shot a wave, and then we have to touch a little bit about Youngbuck. He's actually very squishy at the moment. He doesn't have any MR to really, except for the Hexdrinker, to really prevent some of the damage coming in. So he got taken low so early and couldn't actually do anything in the fight.
Wave clear on the bottom from Darien. Now with that Ravenous Hydra complete, he is very fast indeed. He's just farming it out. Spirit Visage picked up. Randy and Zona may well be following. Genja's going on the hunt here, looking for kills. It's a champion that he's very comfortable on. You know, we wondered about who we would go with, but at 2-0-7, Varus is not a bad choice for him so far.
No, I mean, the Varus have worked out perfectly, especially because when they needed help in the lane, Diamond moved down and they picked up the kill they needed, so he went back, bought a BF sword, and all of a sudden he was actually back in the lane, and stronger than Forgiven.
Or they may try and engage onto Edward here. Luckily for the Copenhagen Wolves, they didn't go all in because I'm not sure whether they realized all 5 members of Gambit were there. Diamond acting as a little stealth assassin, checking out the side there, and he may well try and come around the side. Gambit going to force in. It's a flash tibbers on towards Alex Ich. Alex Ich dropped like you wouldn't believe it there. Now Genja's going to be the focus. They throw out the lantern. Is he going to take it? Darien taken so low. This is a great fight by the Copenhagen Wolves. They've got to be careful chasing on towards this one. Gambit are going to run away from it. They should be safe. Oh, with their Youngbuck's going to go in. The hook. Youngbuck might get taken down before the rest of the team come in. But the Culling beats him down on towards Diamond. Diamond now running away. Amazing, trying to lock on towards him. Has to take the lantern to back off. And Gambit, oh, very close trade. They may lose the dragon.
They may lose, or will they actually stay and try and fight for this one? They do have 4 people alive still, and Youngbuck is gone. It is 4v4. Will they back out a fight?
Diamond thinking about going in, but it's too dangerous to try and go for that engage. And the Copenhagen Wolves, successful tower defense, taking Alex very quickly, picking up a dragon.
And this time, Copenhagen Wolves managed to land the CC they needed onto Alex, instantly shutting him down. He couldn't even ultimate himself. So this is what you need to do on their side. You need the flash tippers, or you need the Wukong to stealth him from behind and just instantly hit the back line of Gambit. Don't let them poke you, and don't let them, you know, get all the slows on you and start kiting you. If Copenhagen Wolves keep doing this, they can actually get back in the game, especially because they have KO, who just gets stronger and stronger.
Wouldn't be surprised to see some Banshee's Veils suddenly start appearing on Gambit either after that engage. They're realizing the dangerous position they're in. Rabadon's Death Cap will be next for Alex Itzo, so we'll see where he goes after that.
And Genja has gone with his trademark Guardian Angel 3rd item build. It's very smart against this combo from Copenhagen Wolves, because as we talked about in the Champ Select, they have so much to actually get to him. If he should get caught out, he has the Guardian Angel to help him out, you know, to stay alive a little bit longer. Or like at least get alive again, to stay alive a little bit longer.
2 Randy and Zomans have been picked up now. We talked about the magic resist that was picked up earlier by Gambit. They have started to respect the damage that can come out from Youngbuck Amazing and Forgiven. So double Randy and Zoman picked up by the 2 top laner and jungler. Yeah,
they have instantly gone for, you know, double Randuins and also armor onto Edward. So as soon as they noticed the fact they pretty much only had MR, they just went back and from there on only bought armor. It's again, it's very smart, and I like this way of Gambit playing. They want to be as tanky as possible, not this full-on damage mode. It's more, you know, stay alive in the fights and just win by out-sustaining the enemy.
32 minutes gone in this game. You can see, of course, Gambit with that lead that they've developed slowly but surely throughout the lane phase. And as we've moved into these teamfight situations, they are struggling, and we talked about this, that they're lacking a little with the initial aid. Of course, Darien could be the one that runs in there. Diamond's always going to be waiting for someone to engage. Genja's always waiting for someone to engage, and technically Alex is always waiting for someone to engage.
Yeah, Gambit needs to flank around to actually get a proper engage, or they need to land a chain of corruption from Genja, but that requires Copenhagen Wolves to stay very, you know, close together for him to actually get multiple people. If he only hits like Youngbuck, it doesn't really do too much. So right now though, Diamond has been doing a great job of coming around the enemy and trying to set something up.
Genja trying to bait out something there as well with the ward.
Oh,
the
nice.
pillar being put down. Youngbuck just going to get focused on, but he is backed away. Pissing Arrow not going to find its target. So again, will beat Gambit. Just bullying out the mid lane, just trying to keep the farm, keep the pressure on. Always in the Copenhagen Wolves jungle, and keeping the Copenhagen Wolves guessing, but they're not separating, they're staying together.
Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves don't want to take any chance of being caught by this Evelyn, and then whoever else is there from Gambit's side to kill them, and then give Gambit the chance to either push down a turret or go for a Baron.
And the moment Diamond shows himself down the bottom, you can see the Wolves pushing up that mid lane. Pillar doing its job there from Darien. Youngbuck has managed to single out Genja, but really not doing a great deal to focus on towards him. Flash Tippers is not available either. You can see no flash on Unlimited just at the moment. The culling will be used, but Darien just absorbing the whole thing.
It almost healed him, that culling. It did no damage onto Darien. We did see, however, the poke from Genja took 35% off Unlimited health instantly by 1 Q, so that's a very scary poke he got, and combine that with the Lulu poke, you're actually in for a very bad one if you get poked too much.
With that culling down, Gambit currently are going to start Baron, but they are on top of a ward. This is a dangerous situation for Gambit. They do have, of course, Kautar coming in, focusing on Alex Ich there. Is going to back away, but Alex is taken low already. This is danger time for Gambit.
And Wukong ultimate around this Dragon Pit, he can, the Baron Pit, he can hit a lot of targets and, you know, build up the whole fight. Alex, he has no healing right now, so he kind of needs to back off and then come back into the Baron if they want to keep doing it.
The Wolves trying to push the situation here. They could go for this mid lane turret. They know that Gambit completely out of position and that he's going to be forgiven. And Youngbuck pushing in towards it. Kautark with them. They should be able to take down this inner turret if Youngbuck chooses to tank it out. Instead, they're going to try and go for the kill instead. That's going to be the stun on Darien. That means Tibbers is going to go down, but no stun with it. And Unlimited already taken low. Darien tanking out the entire team. Youngbuck tries to do the same. You can see Wild Growth being popped out there. Darien will go down. Edward also taking low. They're going to focus in. Diamond will get down. Unlimited are on the side there as well. Youngbuck is going to get Darien down. Genja, though, he's going to pursue. Is he going to be able to land? That Chain of Corruption was missed already, and they are not going to back away. It's going to be another 1-for-1.
They trade 1-for-1, but Gambit here, they try to close in from, again, flanking from the side and set something up. Copenhagen Wolves, they backed off and they collapsed onto Darien and Diamond. And, you know, got him so low, he couldn't stay in the fight, he actually ended up dying. And that meant Gambit could only take 1 kill and then had to back out.
Well, that bottom lane is a giant wave beating on towards the tower. You can see that's actually all going to waste at the moment. Nobody from the Wolves daring go down there because they know that obviously we've already seen Gambit pushing towards that Baron. The fact that Darien is dead means they probably won't go for it, but that's a lot of gold being wasted down there.
There's a lot of gold wasted, and Copenhagen Wolves have the issue that if they shove over lane, Darien can go there to farm it, and he has his teleport and can always move around. So if he decides to start some split pushing now, Gambit maybe wait a little bit with pushing up, they can actually get some pressure on the map. Copenhagen Wolves though, they've just been staying together all the time, they don't want to get caught, and they just want to farm up, because they know the late game with the Kayle, also Lucian is very strong late game, they have so much, you know, damage and utility to offer.
And speaking of that, Forgiven has just been back to get himself that Trinity Force, so his damage will have stepped up somewhat on the Cullen. We'll see whether it just massages the shoulders of Darien, because he didn't really do a lot in the last engagement. Unlimited clearing out that ward with a sweeper, which, as you can see, a number of members have picked up 3 on the Copenhagen Wolves sweeping lenses and 2 for Gambit.
I'm a bit surprised that Youngbuck actually finishes Blade of the Rune King. It's mainly one you want to use for the 1v1 fights in the lanes. And that's not really going on right now. He needs to be full tank, and he could just have kept the Cutlass for now and just, you know, get some MR, because right now, he's actually getting chunked quite hard before every fight starts.
It's definitely been the focus, certainly, of Gambit, when they have quite the burst damage just yet to take him down as quick as they'd like. Dragon is up, but nobody seems to be thinking of that. As I mentioned that, the Wolves head straight down there.
Now, the only reason I can see him building, just going back to the Blade of the Rune King, is trying to stop some of all this kiting from Gambit's side. If he can, oh, we see fight going on in mid.
Diamond getting focused by Kautark. The Dragon has been picked up. Darien was not anywhere near that. The moment he went up the top, Copenhagen Wolves quickly reacted, went straight for Dragon.
It was a smart move. They pick up a lot of gold here in the late game with the Dragon. It gets more and more the longer in the game you get. So they actually get quite a good chunk. And again, it just works for them to constantly go towards the late game. And right now, Gambit don't really know what to do, because they can't flank Copenhagen Wolves when they're staying this far back.
Ward coverage being cleared with the pink wards as well. Sweeping lens was available, instead they pinked out the blue. So they will get themselves more vision around that Baron. This is what it's all about right now. If Gambit try and start this off again, which I'm not sure if they will, is it a dangerous time? Because, I mean, you've got the Flash Tibbers, the Cyclone. There's so much in there that Wolves could disrupt this fight.
Yeah, Gambit doesn't have the lineup to actually start the Baron, because they want to make sure they're in the open where they can kite Copenhagen Wolves. They don't want to get engaged on in like a small area. Everyone gets CC'd and then they just get taken down, because the direct damage from Gambit is not very strong. They need these long fights, and that's why they can't really start this as long as Copenhagen Wolves is nearby.
Well, Flash is available in a moment for Unlimited, which means Tibbers could well be on the scene very quickly. This could be it. Well, they're going to go engage, and Youngbuck's going to find him just at the top of the screen, though. Cyclone, Tibbers, everything thrown down, which means Edward and Diamond. Diamond having to use that Sonya's Hourglass. Will he be able to get away? Wild Growth is going to be used. But you can see the Cullen doing its work. Diamond is going to be able to back away. This is a back and forth fight. Now they're going to focus on Unlimited. Genja's got the damage, but hasn't got the focus instead. They're going to split apart. The Copenhagen Wolves backing away. Can they find the 2 in the bush? Genja surely should do. They're going to actually head them off. Darien, is he going to come around? Yes, he is. That's going to be a pillar straight in the face of Amazing any moment now. There it is. Have they got a chase now? Can they catch on towards Kautark? They will manage to get the slowdown, but he's going to speed himself up instead. They could turn it around. 4 members of the Copenhagen Wolves come back in. Now they get focused and drop like a stone. Kautark now onto Darien. Has got the slow. Good volley of arrows from Genja will slow them down. But Diamond, he's Roy joined the fight. They can turn his back around here. He's going to go in towards him. Goes on towards him limited. He's going to be the focus target. Kautark with the intervention, trying to stop off. Genja doing the damage. Youngbuck tries to come back around the side, but Darien's doing work. Taking down Amazing. Now Unlimited's running for it. Pierce and Arrow going to get charged up any second by Genja. Should be able to chase on this one. Volley not enough to take him down. and they back off. Well, what an extended fight.
And both teams right now, they just keep overextending and get punished by the other team. First, it's Gambit who chases down. Very good flash by Copenhagen, actually dodging the slow from Lulu, and then, you know, staying alive more. We see Teleport coming in. They might want to start. They can actually take this Baron because Copenhagen is very far away, but Gambit is the only one nearby, and he's completely oomed. He cannot teamfight at the moment.
Making full use of Teleport. Darien tanking out that Baron. No problems. Gambit once again in control, but as the Wolves have proven, when in open ground, they actually can trade pretty well with Gambit, despite being almost 10,000 gold behind.
Yeah, they actually got the perfect engage in the fight because Amazing managed to land his ultimate on 2 people and just instantly take them down. However, we do see some of the bad decision making from Copenhagen Wolves again, where Gambit was chasing them down. They picked up a kill. They could just say that's fine enough. They decided to chase it, and Diamond came up and actually pretty much like watching the Fnatic game again, got punished for it, and then give the Baron to the enemy team completely uncontested.
Big danger signs now. The fact that Genja has completed and picked up the Infinity Edge, which will add a giant chunk to that damage. The Piercing Arrow is going to hurt, that's for sure, no matter who the tank is. Coutard, well, he is also building up pretty strongly, but again, he's only at 3, well, technically 4 items with the Home Guard boots and Sorcerer's boots as well, but he's still got Dawn's Ring in his bag, along with the Crystalline Flask.
Yeah, along with the Flask. I would actually like to see him sell it, maybe pick up a few wards. It could help them a lot right here, where Gambit is kind of put on the siege. He's having a lot of damage though, but he's gonna need his Void Staff to really break through. There's a lot of MR on Gambit's side. Once he picks that one up, we're really gonna see the strong kill though. Diamond Box, however, 4, 0, and 8. He's so strong, he's tanky, he has damage, and every time he's there for the fight, it's just issues for Copenhagen Wolves.
We also see a Panch's Veil being picked up by Edward, noticing that he is the man in the front there, throwing out those hooks. Darien dancing on the steps of Copenhagen Wolves.
Darien like you know him. And he's really hit the point right now where he's having the main items he needs, and he's gonna be this big tanky troll that's gonna be so hard to take down because he's gonna steal some of the tanky stats from either Amazing or Youngborg and just get even harder to kill, and he can even tank the turret.
Yeah, you can see a rotation, I believe, down towards his bottom turret. Diamond thinking about going down there. He should just go in as that wave closes in, and he'll be able to take down this inner turret without any issues.
The only risky part for him doing this is the hard engage on Copenhagen Wolves side. They need to, you know, punish Gambit right here. They do spot, they don't spot him yet actually because he's doing the Gorons. Now they will see him. Will they try and engage him mid?
Well, they see that he's going to take that turret down. They are going to try and clear the wave out. You can see they're looking to try and chase it, but again, just the glitter lance from Alex, it's slowing the entire team down.
And very smart play by Gambit. As soon as Diamond is spotted, the rest of the team moves backwards and makes sure that they can't get engaged on. Copenhagen Wolves really wanted to go though.
We do see KL going down towards the bottom lane. Coutard trying to deal with that giant wave, which means the Gambit are going to focus on towards that tower. They don't get enough damage down. It is a giant troll in the form of Darien in the mid lane with that wild growth on him, but they don't put damage on the turret.
They don't really get it here, but they do blow at least some of the poke and ultimate from Copenhagen Wolves. The calling was used here, so now they're trying to go for this.
They're going to go in towards it. Coutard's trying to beat them off. Youngberg goes in, but look at the damage on him already.
Wow.
Alex Sinch gets dropped. A great cyclone coming out from Amazing with the intervention bouncing on towards him. But have they got the damage to follow it through? Youngberg's still getting taken low. Will back off just about in time. Coutard, you can't chase a KO. You've got to be careful. Once that Q is back up, he should be able to pop someone. But it is Gambit once again pushing in. Is this a mistake?
They can be very risky for this because there is home guard on Youngborg, so he can go back, go in for the fight. Gambit wisely enough though, they back off. They lose a member once again. Every time Copenhagen Wolves can hit Alex with some of the CC, they just take him down instantly, and he's not doing anything in the fights. If they can keep doing this, they can keep clawing their way back in the game, and that's definitely the plan for them.
We've got to think a little bit more damage maybe on Copenhagen Wolves. That could have been a disastrous fight for Gambit, because bear in mind they had Baron on there. They did pop Alex in very quick, and it was a great cyclone catching all of Gambit.
Yeah, as long as Copenhagen Wolves are hitting all these engages, they're actually winning the fights, and they've been doing this before in the game as well. It's not the first time we see Copenhagen Wolves win a fight. Is it too late though? They're still 10k behind, but the longer you extend the game, the less the goal actually means, because more and more people will complete the 6 items, and you're gonna hit the point where it doesn't even matter you're 20k goal behind, because everyone has what they need.
Well, Guardian Angels was picked up as well by Darien. Banshee Veil, of course, completed a while ago by Edward, who's now got the Talisman completed as well, so they have that speed to get away from perhaps Amazing Cyclone or Flash Tibbers.
Now Genya hasn't picked up a Last Whisper. He's gone for damage items. He's got an Angel, but no Last Whisper yet. He might go back and pick it up now actually. But he's been lacking a bit of damage on the tanks at least, and they haven't really been able to at least take down focus. Fight partner.
Darian getting focused. Alex is just going to turn around. Has to use the wild growth on himself to back away the tower. Still standing, doing damage on Youngbuck. They're not too worried about it, but it's got to be careful because coming down that river is a very scary Diamond Prox. 4-0-8. He's got the damage. He's got the speed. Can he catch up towards him? No, they're going to all back off.
And Copenhagen Wolves use the talisman to back off. They try to get a pick on Darian, but he's very hard to kill. We've seen this before. Wisely enough, talisman away. Don't even take a chance with Diamond coming from the side.
So Forgiven wasn't in that fight. He made face-to-face with Diamond Prox. That's a very scary face check on the push there.
Yeah, you really don't want to face check Diamond at this point. And they are really lacking some ward coverage on Copenhagen Wolves' side. They can never really move out from the lane unless they move 5 together. That's also why they've been doing it so far. You do have to give credit to Gambit though. They've been good at shutting down the vision from Copenhagen Wolves' side and make sure that they know exactly where they are at all times.
Piercing arrows being thrown out, and once again it's Gambit trying to siege the front door of Copenhagen Wolves, but this time without the Baron. It didn't work so well last time with the Baron buff. They're trying it again.
Without the Baron, but with the last Whisper on Genja. Youngbuck just survived the fight yet before. This time though, he won't be able to do the same because Genja is going to have a lot of damage on the tanks, and it's going to be very hard for Copenhagen Wolves actually to go in unless they can instantly pop someone.
And Alex Itch this time around staying very far back in the fight, so you can see him backing away the moment they came clear. Piercing arrows and glitter lances trying to flash out there, trying to land the damage, trying to poke down Kaltard maybe, trying to get some sort of poke on towards him, but as it is, Copenhagen Wolves doing a very good job of sidestepping that damage. Diamond is backing off, he's going to clear out that bottom wave. You can see Genja, I think he's going to start stepping off towards that top wave. Maybe think Gambit going to step away from this one. They realise that they can't see it.
They can actually stay mid though, because the wave will push by itself top lane. They can ignore the bot lane for now, if they choose to, or they can just back off as a whole team, go down and shove it out. But if they do stay mid now, they can later on rotate to the top lane because the wave is going to hit the turret, and it's an outer turret, so it's going to be very hard for Wolves to actually defend it.
Pink ward found from Genja there. Look at Copenhagen Wolves, they're rushing out in this one, maybe trying to catch him out instead. Everybody from Gambit backing away.
Notice how they're just giving the full wave to Kaltard pretty much every time. Everyone else backs away. Forgiven, he has pretty much his items right now. So they just want to make sure that Alex constantly gets farm and constantly gets stronger. He's picked up his Void Staff. He's going to really start to hurt, even on Darian at this point.
Darian, who only really has the Spirit Visage and Guardian Angel for that magic resist. But of course, he will be able to chomp away those stats from... That's probably Youngbuck as soon as he pops out, who himself just got that Negatron cloak. We talked about how he was lacking in that department. Looks like a Guardian Angel maybe coming out for himself.
And now we see the Baron is back up. We see Gambit try and go for this again, set up the fight. It didn't work too well before for them, because every time they actually tried to start it, Copenhagen Wolves was there, set up the fight. We have to touch on a little thing. They've been using the ultimate from Kale on Renekton the last few fights. If Gambit can keep doing this, you know, forcing the ultimate on him and then backing out a little bit, they can go back in and take it. It's pretty much a free kill.
Yeah, invisible Baron being taken damage from sideways. See, they full vision here. Copenhagen Wolves coming in for this one. Edward trying to run interference along with Darian. They are going to put the box down. They will take the Baron just before they get close. Cyclone comes in, but the damage is very spread out. Youngbuck's going to dive in. Have they got enough? No, Genja's just doing work from the side. That's going to be one down. But Amazing's in trouble. Look at the pop coming out from Genja. He's just destroying the opponents. Youngbuck's running for his life. They don't care. They're switching back on towards Kaltard. He gets taken down by Alex Itch. And now Forgiven is running away. Gambit get the Baron and 3 kills.
To get the Baron, Copenhagen Wolves was very slow to react because Forgiven was far away. They didn't want to go in with 4 people. And we have to give credit to, Hook almost coming in.
Forgiven having to use the flash. He would have been caught out by that hook as well. And now the Copenhagen Wolves have got to back away from this one. They're going to be able to tank that turret down. It's actually Genja, I believe, that's tanking out the turret as well. But look at the shields being thrown at him. Just covering him off, no problem. That's the inhibitor going down.
And Genja, in the last fight, he was just tanking everything.
I think Gambit, they may be able to finish this one off. They're going to keep on pushing through. The spawn time is, of course, still at 30 seconds. Youngbuck comes in. Darian taking a lot of damage from that turret. Forgiven doing work on him. But again, just that regen coming out. That's a piercing arrow sniping out Youngbuck. Diamond doing work. The hook up Forgiven. He's in trouble. He's got to run away from this one. The pillar burns down. The Nexus turret's been burned. Forgiven trying to take down Darian, but he just chomps his way through it. Genja gets himself another kill. And Gambit game and take the game